Good morning, everybody, and a very, very, very energetic welcome to you on this wonderful Tuesday morning. And we
Good
are on
morning,
session
good
number
morning.
301, and it's the 8th of February. So sometimes now we need reminders on our phone to tell us what date it is. Sometimes I forget, is it Sunday or Monday or what? Okay, so for the benefit of all the new people, at least I can see one new person, Yonitya is joining us. So very warm welcome to you once again, Yonitya. And let me tell you what the purpose of this empowering morning conversations is. So we started the empowering morning conversations many days ago. And this was a time when one of our core members, Vetrivel, he said, sir, why don't you do something every day? And I said, what's the point of doing something every day? So what emerged was that we are being bombarded so much with all the negativity from the media, from the newspapers, and everybody that we talked to. The only thing they had to say was, hi, COVID, hi, COVID, hi, COVID. And obviously, the more, the number of people talking doom and gloom and negativity, the more a negative reality is created. So we said we got to do something about it. And that's what we're doing. So the idea is to create a world where we, have ease, joy, and glory. So all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. This is our Access Consciousness mantra. And I'm one of the certified facilitators of Access Consciousness. So this one really appealed to me. All of life, not some of life. All of life, the good and the bad and the ugly and whatever we like or dislike, all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory. And that's what we are creating here. And the way we do that is, one second. We want to shift us from the survival mode, which we call as the default mode. See, in the default mode, more than 95% of the time we are reacting and resisting. And this is a survival mechanism. Surviving, coping, doing a daily course, which we have to do, and there's no choice about that. So we get very little time to create the life that we desire. Now, isn't that what we want? Don't we want to create a life that we desire? We do. And there are times, we remember, oh my God, what have I done? I've done so much in my life, but am I creating a life I desire? Oh no, there's no time for that. Okay. So we want to dissipate all the negativity we pick up from time to time from other people and from circumstances. We want to become possibility seekers rather than complainers. So we are judging and complaining, reacting and resisting. That's what we are doing most of the time. What is it going to achieve? One of the things that we've all, I think, discovered here is that whatever you focus on, it increases in your life. So if you focus on doom and gloom and complaining, you'll have more reasons for having doom and gloom. If you focus on possibilities, then possibilities will start emerging in your life. And we also want to increase focus and energy, because these are the two things which are guaranteed to give us success in life. If we can maintain focus on our desires, and we have the energy to cope with whatever life throws at us. So one of the things here that people would have heard me say many times, I haven't said it for a few days now. I say, every experience is an opportunity to become a better version of yourself. Every experience, So if I'm not wasting my time in resisting the experiences which I don't like, then I might discover what is in it for me. Because God never sends anything to you without a purpose. So there is always a lesson in everything that comes to us. We just need to find out what it is, learn it, and that situation moves on. If you don't learn from it, it doesn't move on. It will keep troubling you. I'm certain that we don't want to be always being troubled, do we? We don't. So look for possibility in whatever it is that you don't even like. Now, problem, and we've been talking about this for quite some time now, is that we are judging machines. We go on judging. And all our judgments are just our point of view. And we want everything to match with that. And anything that doesn't match with that doesn't get an entry into our world. So in a way, we have created a reality which is not supporting us. So what's the point of having a reality which doesn't support us in fulfilling our desires? So we have a desire, but we have a reality which is counter to that desire. How can it manifest? And I don't want you to believe what I'm saying. I want you to check into your life and see what we are doing. I need money to survive, you know? And mummy's words ringing in my ears, money is the root of all evil. My mom always used to say, money and women are the root of all evil. And I used to think, but mummy, you're also a woman. But these things ring in our minds, you know. Thoughts like point of view or a judgment that rich people are crooked people, otherwise they cannot become rich. And that sort of thing. So today we're going to talk a little bit more about the reality that we create and the points of view that we have. Sure, all our points of view are very useful and very interesting, but that's all they are. Like, you know, I suppose everybody and I, you know, what's the difference between a fact and an interpretation? Fact is a fact, and interpretation is what you say about it. Okay? An interpretation is your point of view about something. Okay? Now, what would happen in our life if we could choose? Now, this is a matter of choice, you see. What will happen if we could choose to see everything without any judgment? So first thing you better find out, this you need to check out for yourself. Do you see anything without any judgment? We see something, we have a judgment about it, we have a point of view about it, we have an interpretation about it, we have given some meaning to it, right? We never see a smile as a smile. So I don't want to get into that one. So if we could choose to see everything with no judgment, what do you think will happen? Would anybody care to respond to that? If you choose to see everything with no judgment, what would you think will emerge for you? See, this is a conversation and I expect people to participate in it. Yes, Neeti.
So when I look at something without judgment, I see both sides of the situation and even more.
Okay, very good. Anybody else?
With equal weightage.
Okay, thank you so much.
Life would be so non-spicy, no? Like life would be so non-spicy. The judgment is the masala we add in life.
Really? So you're one of those who say कि मुझे थोड़ा संघर्ष चाहिए. What is life without problems? I get pleasure out of creating problems and solving them because, you know, that is the masala of life. Wow. Congratulations to you, Samina ji. Yes, Shakti.
No, that was me, Junita.
Oh, that was you. You sounded like our friend Samina. You like that masala, eh?
No. I just yesterday I heard you on Sunday, and then I have been trying to ask you, how does one non-judge? I mean, awareness came in from Sunday. The awareness has come in, but that non-judgmental. I mean, I started laughing. So when I'm taking a class, I'm laughing because your word has stuck in, you know, of non-judgmental. And I just kept thinking, God, it's becoming bland and insipid.
Oh, well, let's see. Today's what we're going to talk about is this, okay? You can be aware of your judgment. Whenever the problem is that we are not even aware most of the time that we are judging. And who do we judge the most of the time? Our own self, right? So how many limitations are we creating for ourselves with our own judgments about ourselves? Right? Now, there is a big distinction between evaluation and judgment, right? You need to evaluate. Am I on the right track? Can I do this thing better? Right? Is this the right way of doing it? Right? But the moment you add a value judgment to it, you stupid person, you don't know how to do it right, that's a judgment. Right? So there's a difference between evaluation and judgment. Like I had a judgment I made when I was 6 years old, because my father said, you are a stupid fellow, you are as stupid as your mother, you'll never learn maths. And I believed that judgment of his. Right? And I just wouldn't learn maths because I believed it's not possible for me. So why waste time trying to learn something which you cannot? Because, parents' words are like the gospel, no? Big problem. So anyway, so what I'm saying, the question was that what will happen if you can choose to see everything without judgment? So Shakti, what's your response to that?
Life will be with more ease and joy.
Life will be easier, huh? Okay,
Yes.
very good. Reddy Garu?
Sir, you will see more possibilities in life and live a creative life, sir.
Yes, beautiful. That's the wonderful and correct answer. All the answers are correct. But the main thing is that the moment you stop seeing life without any judgment, a world of possibilities will open up. Can you imagine what world we would be creating? Just ponder that. That when we stop judging, what kind of a world would be possible for us to create? Now, the main thing, and this is an input I'd like to tell you, is that your point of view creates your reality. Reality does not create your point of view, by the way. And I used to believe that reality has created my point of view. But I have discovered that's not true. Reality does not create your point of view. Your point of view creates your reality. Now, in the example that I just gave, my father said something. That was not reality. He said something, right? I believed it and I made it real for me. So it became my point of view. Na? He said something which was his point of view in a fit of anger. I'm sure he didn't believe that because the same guy would keep telling me what an intelligent guy I was. So your point of view creates your reality. Reality does not create a point of view. So your point of view creates your reality. Reality does not create your point of view. Please mug it up. Your point of view creates your reality. Your reality does not create your point of view. Now, as a human being, do you want to live your life out of decision or choice? Choice is the better option, don't you think? So what points of view would you like to choose? Let's say that a particular situation exists for you because of your point of view. In fact, I assert that all your current situations, the ones which you don't like or whatever, they exist only because of your point of view. So what? The easiest way to change any situation is to change your point of view about it. So when you change your point of view, the situation around you changes. That's what is called transformation. Everything remains the same, but your response or reaction to it is now completely different. The way you see it is completely different. The way you hold that thing completely becomes different. So would you like a life of total ease? You certainly do, right? So Shakti said, when I give up judgment, what becomes possible is that we have a life of ease. So if there was this big, secret or hack, to reach there, to a life where we could create a reality that we want, there is a very simple tool from Access we have. It's called Just an Interesting Point of View. This simply means that you allow every point of view, whether it is your point of view or somebody else's point of view. You don't make it right or wrong. You simply say, well, it's an interesting point of view. That's also called being in allowance, you know. So if somebody says to you, you're a bloody idiot, and you're listening to it and not saying that this is wrong or this is right or he should not have said this, you're saying, wow, that's an interesting point of view. And it's very interesting that he has such a point of view. You might even tell that person, wow, that's a very interesting point of view. The person is going to be wondering what happened. Okay. So judgment, like I said before, I think day before yesterday, creates only blinders, limitations. It always limits the possibilities we are aware of. It limits our awareness. Less awareness is equal to less possibilities. Less possibilities means less action or inappropriate action. So when you have no judgment, and you say with no judgment in your point of view, you say, okay, this is just a point of view. So you have no limitation. So different reality can show up, no? Same situation, different reality. Why are we so stuck on our point of view or our judgment? Have you noticed that different people respond to exactly the same situation very, very differently? Why is that? Because they have their point of view. I remember, when we were children, my father was very fond of shouting at everybody in the house, right? And now shouting is shouting, right? Now, my mother would just shrug and go away. He would shout at her. He would shout at me, I'd get paralyzed. And he'd shout more. Look at me when I'm talking to you. And I'll be looking down. Stupid fellow, look at me when I'm talking to you. Because I was afraid. In my point of view, this is a fearful character. My younger brother would be laughing. My father shouting at him, he's laughing and tickling him. Oh, come on, dad, come on, dad. Right? My youngest brother, he would just stand there and stare back at my father like this, defiant, do what you want kind of thing. 3 people born in the same family, same environment, same upbringing, right? 3 different points of view. And whatever point of view they had was giving rise to the way they were responding to that particular situation, right? So is the situation responsible for what happens to you? Or your point of view is responsible for how you're responding to it? So we all have daily situations, right? Whatever it is that we are dealing with. Somebody didn't respond to you the way you wanted them to, and you'll say, see, this guy is being disrespectful. If you're a boss kind of a person or a senior person in age and a youngster disagreed with you, you'll say, see, communication gap. These youngsters have got no discipline. We have discipline. These children don't have any discipline. They cannot understand. We are telling it for their own good. Like you only know what's their good, right? They are not interested in their own good. That's what we think. I mean, such absurd things, because of our point of view. Yes, Mr. Suresh Garu.
Yes, sir. We may feel that youngsters, they do not have patience. Mostly they don't have patience, but they have better
So that was his point of view. Very
technical understanding. Because yesterday, my internet was not very good, and it was buffering kind of thing. And my son said, okay, let us change the hub. And he chose one good hub and brought it, and there is no buffer at all. So though I am into technical field for a while, so I just brought a small a cheaper thing, but he compared with better version and better options.
Yeah.
he brought a new one. It's working well. So we cannot judge that way. Instead,
I know.
they
That's
have
what
their
I'm not
point.
saying whether you should judge or you should not judge. All I'm saying
Yes,
is
yes,
that we judge.
they have their technical strengths.
I am saying we are judging all the time, yes or no? Judging is only our point of view, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, yes.
So that judging is a limitation, right?
Yes, yes.
And that judging interferes in the relationship, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
the
Yes,
moment you can
exactly.
see that my judgment is only my point of view, that is what I think. It is not the truth, correct? Then there
Yeah,
will
truth is
be
truth actually.
what?
Judgment is our point of view coloring to the truth.
Yeah, so it's not the truth, right?
Yes.
So the important thing, if you are listening, Suresh, what we are saying is that our point of view creates our reality. Whatever reality that we are facing in our everyday life, Suresh, it is our point of view that is creating it. Did you join the session today from the beginning?
Just 7-2, I think I joined.
Okay. So the question we started with today was, if you could choose to see everything without any judgment, what will happen? Correct? If you could choose, it's a matter of choice.
Yes.
If you choose to see everything without any judgment, what will become possible? So people said, more possibilities will show up, a life of ease will show up. Okay?
Yes.
And after that, I'm saying that your point of view creates your reality. So look around you in your life and see what is the reality that you're dealing with.
Yeah, acceptance is possible. Everyone will accept, and I also can accept everyone without judgment.
Yeah. So what we are saying is your point of view creates your reality.
Yeah.
Okay. So look at the reality that we have created in our life. So if there is a particular situation, that situation is a creation of your points of view.
Yes.
That situation is a creation of your judgments and point of view. So what we are saying is, if you want to change any situation, do you want to change some situations in your life? Most people do. There's something that they want to change.
Yeah.
When you say that I want my income to be double, you want your world to be different, isn't it?
Yes.
So there are many areas. How many areas in life where we want things to be different? Many areas, isn't it? So what we are saying is that if you want to change any situation, the easiest way is to change your point of view about it. And when you change your point of view, the situation around you literally changes. तो जब आप किसी परिस्थिति के बारे में अपना दृष्टिकोण बदल देते हो सुरेश, तो वो परिस्थिति बदल जाती है.
Yes, yes.
So would you like to have a life of total ease? And if that is the case, if you want it, then there is one simple formula, faster and better than any other. And that's that you look at everything, you say, all right, this is an interesting point of view. Okay? That you simply means you allow every point of view, whether it is your point of view or it is anybody else's point of view or anybody's judgment about it. Judgment is also a point of view. You say, all right, that's an interesting point of view. And I have been using a word called allowance, so when you can look at everything and say that it's only a point of view, it's called allowance. Allowance is bigger than acceptance also. Okay. Now, judgment creates blinders. Have you seen a horse with the blinders, blinkers? So the horse can only see the front, not on the sides, right? So our judgments creates blinders. It creates limitations. It limits the possibilities that might be there in our life. So with no judgment, no point of view, you will have no limitation in how your reality is going to show up. So same situation, different reality. Same situation, but different reality. And I was sharing a little while before One example from my own life, same situation, father shouting at everybody. Okay.
Yes, yes.
And three people responding differently because our reality is not the same, right? I used
Yeah,
to be fearful of my father. For me, he was a frightening personality. For my younger brother, he used to find it funny and say, "Arey yaar, you're taking him seriously. He's so funny." He used to say, "Dad is funny." 1 minute he's shouting at you, 1 minute he's coming and kissing you, poking you with his mustache. So he used to find it funny.
Yeah.
And my youngest brother was, "Okay, you want to fight with me? Fight," right? So that is just an example. If the reality shows up differently for different people,
yeah.
that's a clear indication that their point of view is different from your point of view.
It is the probably intimacy, each person is having with the same
Not
person.
intimacy. Each person has a different point of view about the same thing. You check in your life and see. एक ही चीज हो रहा है, अलग अलग लोग का रिस्पॉन्स अलग होता है कि नहीं? Not only in relationships.
Yeah, हो ही जाता है.
तो उसमें
Yeah, many
religion
things.
किधर से आ गया? ठीक है? So anytime you notice a judgment that you're having, every time you become aware of can you mute yourself now, Suresh? Every time you see somebody is judging you or criticizing you or saying something to you, instead of taking it to your heart, you simply say, okay, wow, that's an interesting point of view. Because the person is only saying a point of view, right? Now, if you take that and you make a judgment out of it, you are going to be upset with it. You might get discouraged with it, whatever it is that happens to you, right? So just a point of view. So somebody says to you, Suresh, you have no brains. So what will you say? In your mind, you can say, oh, you can tell him also. Wow, that's an interesting point of view. And it's interesting that he has such a point of view. Because that's his point of view. Just an interesting point of view is a way of choosing to change your point of view from one judgment and limitation to one of possibilities. You get it? Here we are every morning for what? To shift to a world where we see possibilities, not limitations. Okay? Now it seems difficult. A lot of people say, sir, that is very difficult. How can I stop judging? It's not possible. Yeah? If you feel like you are not one of those people who would be able to be grateful to be alive, if an earthquake took your house away, that's fine. That's not the point. The point is that there is a way to get there if you want it. You want to be in a place where you can change your reality by changing your point of view? Do you? So question to all of you. Do you want to change your reality? Do you want to change the situations in your life where you're stuck? That's a rhetorical question. I know everybody wants to change things. Of course, you may be a sadhu and sant is, kesara, sara, what will be, will be. Nothing bothers me. So a few things I wanted to tell you. See, the point of view that you want to take on is your choice. Okay? Now, I'm not using the word judgment, opinion. All these are points of views. All I'm saying is it's your choice which point of view you want to take on. So you can look at somebody who is, correcting you, and you have a point of view that this man hates me because he is finding fault with me. That is one point of view. Okay. Another point of view is this man is taking the trouble to tell me how to do things right. He's making such an effort to contribute to my life. These are two different points of view. You have a choice which one you want to choose. Changing it because it works better for you is also your choice. Now I just gave you two examples. This man is finding fault with me because he hates me. That is one point of view. The other point of view is this man is taking so much trouble and time, to contribute to me by telling me how to do things right. These are two different points of view. Yeah. Which one will work for you better? Which one will be useful for you? Hello?
The second one.
Right? And you have a choice now, which one you want to choose. Now, for a moment, look at different things that happen, right? So I was in a situation where from my childhood, I had a point of view. Those who shout at me, they don't love me. Okay? Those who get angry with me don't love me. And what a bloody blunder it was in my life, Because people are human, they will get angry sometimes. And just because somebody got angry with you, it doesn't mean that they don't love you anymore. In my corporate life, if my boss shouted at me, I would say, oh my God, I have lost all self-respect. Now this boss thinks I'm a useless fellow. He never said I'm a useless fellow. But I start believing I'm a useless fellow because my boss yelled at me and he shouted at me. Is that of any use to me? The boss calls me during appraisal time. Right? And he says, Sukhdeepak, you need to pull up your socks. You need to do A, B, C, D improvements in your life. I'm not very happy with your performance. And my point of view is, oh my God, till yesterday, my boss had such high regard and affection for me. Now he doesn't like me anymore. I better start looking for another job. Does that point of view serve me? So what point of view should I have then in that situation? It cost me a bloody marriage, you know that? That she shouts at me, so it means that she hates me. So I lost my childhood sweetheart because of that. One time she got angry the first time. I said, oh shit, this is the woman I married. She hates me. God came and told me that she hates me. Or how many times people tell you also, I hate you? Do they mean it? I've even heard people telling their children, I wish you die in a fit of anger. Do you think they mean it? Now, you could be saying, oh, interesting point of view. You're so concerned about me that you're saying, I wish you die. Wow, what an interesting point of view. Right? How much I must be exasperating this person that they are saying something like that to me. And they hate themselves for saying it, especially if it's a parent, Parents will be biting their tongue after saying it. Yeah? But you
Yes, sir.
discover that only when you become a parent.
Nowadays, people, children started telling.
Your signal is very bad, Suresh.
Children are saying, okay, if my time comes, I will.
I'll show you.
So now it is not my time to die.
Yes, ma'am. Yonita.
Could you just share some light on your point of view and my point? I know that time that's your point of view. I understand another point of view, but sometimes it is I am thinking this and the opposite person.
That's when we have the differences.
So I'm thinking that's my point of view and that's your point of view.
Yeah, and we believe, see how many conflicts in relationships happen because of two differing and opposing points of view. Okay. Why? Because we have an expectation that the other person should also have the same point of view. Why should they? Why cannot we accept that, okay, you have your point of view and I have my point of view and both are valid? Na? How much time and energy we waste, Yonita? No, you are wrong, I'm right. You are wrong, I'm right. Hello, what if both are right? Believe me, once we start to see that, we are all actually on the same side of the fence, We are not on the other side of the fence, right? We both are right. I had this couple, we used to live in a flat many years ago in Noida. And we had this young couple, one day, they were shouting at the top of their voice and we could hear sounds of some things being thrown and whatnot, okay? So we got a little concerned and we knocked on their door, and husband and wife, all like that. What do you want? Like, hello, what happened? Everything okay? So they calmed down a bit, and you know what they were fighting about? They had different points of view about how that little 3-year-old son had to be brought up. Okay. And there was, so I asked them, I said, hello, you're concerned about the well-being of your child, right? Both of them obviously in unison, they said, yes, yes. So I said, with all this drama you're doing, do you think it's going to be good for the well-being of your child? And it was like I'd punctured a balloon or something, And the usual one, you're spoiling him, you're too lenient. And the mother is saying you're stunting his growth. You should let the child explore the world with freedom. Both were right. Yeah. And as I'm right is causing so much conflict, right? Good. Thanks for that. And by the way, if they just saw that, okay, hello, this is just a point of view that I have, and the other person has a point of view, why am I so? See, the problem with judgment is you always think I'm right in my judgment about what I'm thinking. And you always say you're wrong. That's your judgment about the other person in what you're thinking. I mean, who cares who's right and who's wrong? Sometimes, it's interesting. We are so concerned about who's right and who's wrong, we'll ruin the relationship. Is the relation, I'm a mediator, so I do a lot of mediation for these fighting couples, yeah. And the first thing I've got to get out of the way is this: who's right and who's wrong. It goes into your mother was wrong, your started at the wedding, and oh God, who's right and who's wrong? Why did they look at me like this? Why did they all want to see the presents? So what? See, what point of view do you have that you are upset that somebody wants to see your presents? Are you getting it, guys? So if there is a situation you wish to change, you want to look at your point of view and change it. Might work. So a couple of things to keep in mind, boys and girls. The point of view you take on is always your choice. You don't have to be stuck with a point of view that doesn't work for you. Changing it because it works better for you is also your choice. If you don't want to make it better for you, your choice. Third, you don't have to be stuck with your current point of view yet. What is this big attachment to your point of view? Will you die if you give up your point of view? So, when you allow your point of view to change, my dear friends, a new possibility emerges in the same situation which was not there before. See, for example, one person has a near miss, where he almost died, right? And be very, very grateful that you're alive and nothing terrible happened, right? Another person can be angry and upset for 2 days because of that. So can you see that if you gave up your judgment and you examined your point of view and said, hello, can I change this point of view? Because I have a choice about changing it. It's not like a, hardwired component of your brain. It's like software, you can change it. So we can do a little practice about changing your point of view. Okay. Which one shall we do now? Let's pick up something about which you have a very strong point of view. So can anybody tell me any particular thing about which you have a very, very strong point of view?
Yes, which political party good for our country? Okay.
Gaurav raised his hand. So can we let him speak first? Yes, Gaurav.
If I get $1 million, I'll be very happy.
Right? Okay. So do you have a choice? So what does it signify? That I'll be very happy only if I get $1 million, right?
Yeah.
So what other
So I'm
point
kind of
view
brooding
can you
all
choose?
the time saying, "Paisa hota to kaisa hota."
Right. So what is the other point of view you can choose?
पैसा होगा और खुश होंगे.
Okay. What is the other point of view you can choose?
That they are not linked.
Okay. And what is the other point of view, like a statement you can make to yourself?
Be happy now, money will come.
Yeah, be happy now and pursue getting as much money as you want. Because one thing, if you remember one of the sessions I've said, happiness is like a magnet attracts, Mom used to always say, a house where there is a conflict, there will never be prosperity. Why? Because in a house where there is unhappiness, there will never be abundance and prosperity. So by changing that point of view, what are the possibilities that are now going to show up? Let's say that, I know this is a hypothetical one you took on,
Right.
not a real one. But if you change this point of view, what would be the possibilities that showed up?
Well, I'll focus more on what gives me joy, what gives me happiness, and pursue what needs to be done at that time, rather than saying "paisa nahi hai, paisa nahi hai, mere paas bhi paisa nahi hai."
Yeah, so you might shift your focus into doing a lot of things that make you happy, right? In any case, you want money so that you can be happy, right? And you might say, I don't have to wait for that day, one day, someday, Like a lot of people I know, they follow one, somebody said something, they followed that, and that was work hard and save your money. Work hard and save your money, don't spend it. Work hard and save your money so that when you are old, you can buy all those things only which young people can enjoy. What a life. Work hard and save your money so that when you are old, because most people have this idea about financial freedom, by the time they're waiting, when I achieve financial freedom, then only I'll do what I love, right? By the time they get financial freedom, their teeth have fallen off, their back is causing problem, right? They can't eat this food and that food because they got diabetes. But they've got enough. Now I'm financially free. Now I'm only using it to go to doctors. Interesting point of view. Yes, Mr. Suresh Garu.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Financial
So you
freedom
have a
is
situation. Right now we are practicing. We said you take a situation where you have a strongly held point of view. We are giving you practice about changing the point of view. So if you want to talk about something else, don't. Do you have a strongly held point of view?
yes, sir.
Bataiye.
Being happy with what you have, money, is financial freedom. What I feel.
So that is sort of that's a very good point of view. Please retain it. Yes, Yonita.
Yeah.
You are muted now, Yonita, so you can unmute. Yes, now you are unmuted.
Because I have years of knowledge, or again, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because I have years of experience or on nutrition. So when I go to a restaurant or I'm in the hospital canteen and I look around and I keep telling myself, who am I to judge what that person is taking on his plate? But that's there. My point of view is only because I am concerned for the well-being, and that food on his plate is not the right food, kind of.
Right.
So that's a point. So that's where I'm confused. Should I speak or should I just?
So you went to the restaurant to find people who have wrong eating habits and get new customers over there. Is that what you went to the restaurant for?
Just the that feeling sorry for them, what are
I know, fine.
you doing? Kind of.
But if you just said, okay, wow, that's an interesting point of view, and I'm committed to people's well-being, right? But you notice you don't do anything about it. You just feel bad, and then you don't even enjoy your food, and you're more picky about what you are eating, right? So those moments of pleasure that you might have sitting in the restaurant, you don't have it, right? What if you could get these little cards made which said, improve your eating habits for a healthy life, right? And before you leave the restaurant, you can give it to those people for whom you're feeling so bad about.
That will be our marketing, that would be our
So
marketing.
that's another, you've got a point of view about that also, right?
I don't want to. If they have to come to me, they have to come to me.
Yeah, but do you notice it's a point of view that you have? Like marketing is a bad thing. I was suffering from that same disease for many years, okay? But isn't that a point of view? It is marketing. So what's your point of view about marketing? Let's change that one. We're talking about changing points of view, right? And practicing it. So what's the point of view you have about marketing?
So then I thought that would be my running. So I am running all the time after money. That's how.
What's your point of view about money? About marketing?
Is then I am not satisfied woman. I'm not a satisfied woman. I'm trying to. But there's an ulterior motive in me, like how Gaurav said, I want that $1 million or whatever. So I am selling, and I don't want to sell. I want to say,
so
I do
that's
have
what
the
I'm
knowledge.
saying. What's your point of
You are
view about
ready?
selling? What's your point of view about selling? Everybody's selling.
Then
Even
I want to
if
be
they're selling.
different. I mean, I want them to come to me.
Yeah, I know, but let's find out. Now, what's your point of view about selling? That selling is?
So it's
Selling
cheap,
is?
kind of cheap. And
Yeah, selling is cheap. Right? That's your point of view. What is another point of view you could have?
that it'll help their health. I will improve their health. Suppose
Yeah,
it's
what is
nutrition
another point of view about selling that you could have?
Selling is for losers.
Maybe. So that is the old one which you have, right? So what is a new point of view which would be an empowering one? See, selling is selling. It's neither good nor bad, okay? If people were not selling, you wouldn't have bought a car. You wouldn't have bought a phone, right? You wouldn't have bought the natural milk which you are getting these days, yeah? Without any hormones and all that. Somebody was selling it, right? So what's the point? Your point of view is selling is bad, selling is cheap. What other point of view could you have? Hypothetically, what other point of view you could have?
Because he's selling, I got the knowledge. Like, example, let's take the milk or take the car. I would have no car if that guy
So selling is a means to
earn his livelihood.
no. If you are to do selling, selling is selling, right? First, you're saying selling is cheap, selling is whatever, right? I'm saying now selling can be what? Selling is a means of being known. Selling is a means of letting people know that I'm there, that you can come to me and benefit from the contribution that I wish to make. That's all it is. Now, which one will empower you?
Second one. Yeah.
Right. Now, if that one was available to you, would you have any qualms about, passing out a card to someone and saying, hello, you may want to see me someday. Did you do any selling? You just said, hello, you may want to see me someday.
So lot of changes.
See, it makes
It's not
something
very
possible. Huh? How many things it makes possible for you? Because you just changed one point of view, like selling. And thank you very much for asking that question, I'll have to look more deeply into it for myself also. I'm one of those people. Why should I market? Why should I sell? Thanks for asking. Sometimes the teachers get asked questions which are useful for themselves also. Thank you. Okay, anybody else? Some point of view will very strongly held that you'd like to change? Yes. Who are the people whose hands are raised?
This is Gautam Badra.
Yes, Gautam Badraji. What is the strongly held point of view that we have?
Yes, marketing is basically a very, very long, it's a very ancient, this is a human activity to satisfy needs and want through exchange process.
I am asking you to share what is the strongly held point of view that you have and which you would like to change. So let's talk about that. I'm not asking you to give us a treatise on what is marketing. Thank you for that anyway.
So it is like that. What we are at present, what we are doing, we are having the concept, should not have the prejudice concept. Yeah.
Gautamji, did you hear my question, sir?
Yeah.
What is my question?
Yeah, again, please.
What is my question?
I may be not getting right.
No, whatever you got, can you tell me? Let me understand how badly I'm explaining things.
No, you are explaining. I may be not getting rightly.
So, Gautamji, what I'm saying is, what is your strongly held point of view which you may want to change? Because your point of view causes a reality. So, if there is something in your life which you don't like,
okay,
you'll have to change your point of view.
Correct.
So, what is your strongly held point of view which you are not giving up? So, you want to change that. Then we will do interaction to change that. So, you observe. Let me do with, let us say, with Priya first and Abhinav, then I'll come back to you. Yeah, okay. Just think. Okay. Which is the point of view of yours you would like to change? Okay, Priya. So, which one you want to take? The one about marriage or the other one?
About marriage.
I knew it. Okay, so what's your strongly held point of view about marriage? Shadi to barbadi hai, kho jati, azadi hai.
हाँ.
So
And
which one is yours?
Like marriage is fine. Like I am fine with this institution, but वो जो लड़का आएगा ना, वो he won't respect me.
So what is the point of view that strongly held point of view that you have?
I could not find any good guy.
Is that the point of view you have? You said something about respect a little while back.
हाँ, मतलब वो अच्छा नहीं होगा, मेरे respect नहीं करेगा, मेरे को परेशानी करते रहेगा.
So this is the point of view that you have, right?
हाँ.
But can you just see that it's just an interesting point of view?
हाँ, it is. I was like, during the
भगवान के मुंह से निकले हुए शब्द नहीं है ये.
Yes, true.
So what is the new point of view that you can invent if you choose to?
Let's start looking for guys and see.
No. What point of view can you create? What other point of view you can have? Today you have a point of view that the guys will not respect me and this and that. What other point of view can you have? और क्या दृष्टिकोण हो सकता है? मैं नहीं कह रहा हूं आप दूसरा दृष्टिकोण बनाओ या नहीं बनाओ, बट और क्या दृष्टिकोण हो सकता है? What other point of view can be there? और दृष्टिकोण हो सकता है ना?
हाँ, हो सकता है, मुझे तो नहीं.
हाँ, तो कोई और दृष्टिकोण बताइए ना.
लड़का मेरी मदद करेगा.
नहीं, कोई जरूरत नहीं है.
I'm self-sufficient ना, मेरे को नहीं चाहिए कोई.
अरे यार, that's another point of view. That's an escaping वाला. What is another point of view you could have about boys and men? You have one point of view, fine. It's a very strongly held one. And maybe you got a lot of evidence also, but what other point of view can you have? मैं नहीं कह रहा कि आपको होना चाहिए. और क्या दृष्टिकोण हो सकता है?
They are very helpful. Like I have few friends who are very helpful. So.
That's right. That's good. That can be another point of view you can have, right?
Ah,
You can have another point of view that there are guys who are helpful and kind also.
yeah, and respectful toward women also. I have seen a lot of them.
Right. So which point of view is better for you?
The second one is looks nice.
Yeah. But वो बार-बार आपका जो है ना magnet, all men
Yeah,
are
it's
bad,
just
boys are not respectful, boys are B and this and that and all. वो जब आता है, you can say hello, people. There are all kinds of people. There are good people too.
yes.
And somewhere you have another point of view कि मुझे तो बदतमीज ही मिलेगा.
हाँ.
You want to give that up. तो भगवान ने बोला है कि प्रिया गुप्ता को बदतमीज इंसान ही मिलेगा.
नहीं,
फिर
मैंने ऐसे ही सोचा.
नहीं सोचा ना तो सोचना भी नहीं. So you can have another point of view and better to remind yourself कि look, hello, this other point of view is more useful for me. It will change your situation. And it still does not mean that you have to get married.
But everyone
Still
is
it's a
saying
choice you have.
around me, na.
You
This
can
is
get
the
married when
right,
you're 60 years old. No problem.
you know. But right now ना अभी बहुत ही weird situations हो रहे हैं.
छोड़ दो ना. What is the point of view? Just look at your point of view. Yeah.
हाँ.
जो भी situation को आप weird की label दे रहे हैं, you just see कि okay, what's my point of view in this? And then ask a question, can there be another point of view? Because point of view is only point of view, ना?
हाँ, right.
लकीर तो नहीं है ना? This is
Marriage
one
is a
point
big
of view. There can be another point of view.
there can be. I mean, there are a lot of them, but what is good for me, I need to choose that.
Yeah, so choose the point of view that works for you and see what possibilities open up. Because that's all we can do, right? Is there a guarantee in life about anything?
No, never.
And we are being driven to not make choices because we are looking for guarantees in life.
I was looking for that.
In a world where there is no guarantee about anything, there's no guarantee you'll be alive tomorrow. There's no even guarantee you'll be alive in the evening today, but we are looking for guarantees. Interesting point of view. Interesting point of view. Interesting point of view. Thank you, Priya. Yes, Abhinav ji, what is the strongly held point of view that you'd like to change? My daddy thinks that I'm an ass.
वो तो है ही. मतलब it's
वो
like
तो है
it's
ही.
more like कि nobody should discourage me.
What's the strongly held point of view that you have?
Nobody should criticize me.
No,
People
so you
should
have
not criticize
so
me.
wait, nobody should criticize you. Why? You have a point of view about criticism, no?
Yeah.
So what's the point of view you have about criticism?
That there's something wrong with me that they point out. I can work on myself and improve myself. Why you have to say कि ये गड़बड़ है वो गड़बड़ है तुम्हारे में?
ठीक है, वो ये सब जो आप बोल रहे हो ना, it's because of a point of view that you have. जब लोग ऐसे बोलते हैं, there is a point of view you have about that. So what's that point of view? आप उसके बारे में बोल क्या रहे हो?
Criticism is bad. Criticism is bad.
So your point of view is criticism is bad, and those who criticize are
bad people.
Right. So your point of view
nasty
is
nasty people. They are nasty people.
Right.
Yeah.
Criticism is bad, and those who criticize are nasty people. So what is the other point of view you can have? और क्या दृष्टिकोण हो सकता है?
Well, those who criticize are. I've seen the.
Wait. I'm only asking you, what is the other point of view you can have? I'm not saying have it. और कौन सा दृष्टिकोण हो सकता है?
Those who criticize you love you.
That can be another. Which one will work for you better?
I think the second one.
Because see, today when they criticize you, you see hatred coming to you. Okay?
Absolutely.
And if you change your point of view and say that those who love you only point out mistakes of you. Then now, whenever they say
Yes.
something, you'll see, phoolon ki guldasti coming towards you, right? Flowers, wow.
Yes.
Kisses,
Yeah.
hugs coming to you, right?
Yes.
So just
Yes.
try it
Yes.
out.
Yes.
It's actually, you know very well my history, right? So there was a point of time when I told Anjali, I said, listen, when are you going to stop shouting at me? So she said, okay, listen, I shout at you because I love you. Who else should I go and tell? I care about you.
Yeah.
I don't want you to go wrong. So I'm telling you. And that day I realized it.
Yeah.
Till that time I used to believe, no, those who shout at you, they hate you. But drishtikon change ho gaya na. So point is, are you willing to change your point of view? Bada mushkil hota hai. You notice but this coming.
Yeah.
So strongly holding on to our point of view that we don't want to let it go. Thank you for sharing. Yes, Ashok ji, the last one, then we have to close the meeting. I have to start another one. Ashok ji.
Yeah, what is the difference between expectation and point of view? Because I think most of the things which people said were their expectations. So I think there is a difference between expectation and point of view. And I think that we need to be cleared.
Really?
Because
let's do one thing, Ashok ji. By the way, we can take it as tomorrow's topic also. Let's take one situation which you don't like, okay? And let's find out what is the point of view you have in it.
Yeah, but from that situation, I am expecting something.
No, wait a minute. So what is the situation? You tell me. And then let's find out. I'll show you the point of view.
Situation that they are expecting to earn money. I want to be millionaire.
No, you're talking about somebody's expectation.
That is not the point of view.
No, there is. We don't have enough time to talk about.
I want to marry somebody who is good looking and for prosperous and everything.
Yeah.
So
that
is
is expectation. Wait, I got it. So we are hypothetical baat kar rahe ho, koi baat nahi.
Yeah.
ठीक है ना? So my point is, why there is a point of view that somebody wants to marry a rich person, no?
Yes.
The expectation is coming from a point of view. The person is not saying, I will marry someone and together we will earn a lot of money. The person has a point of view, I will marry only rich person. Right? So what is the point of view that the person has that is giving rise to this kind of an expectation? Okay. And there's nothing wrong with this expectation, except that if it is not fulfilled, they'll be upset. So what is the point of view that the person has that they want to marry only a rich person? कुछ ना कुछ तो point of दृष्टिकोण है ना कि why only rich people? उनसे पूछेंगे तो बताएंगे ना. That is why it is better to take real example rather than a hypothetical one.
Hypothetical, okay.
I need to. Don't mind. आपका भी होगा कुछ which you want to change.
Oh, जरूर बहुत है.
So just see what is the point of view which you are having, and what is the other point of view you can have, and then you decide which one would you like to choose.
Okay.
One which is keeping you stuck in that situation, or one which will give you freedom. Like if Jonita keeps on having this point of view about selling and marketing, and she can have it, there's no problem with it. It's just a point of view, but there is a limitation it causes.
Yes.
And she can justify it by saying, I'm happy with what comes my way. Right? I keep doing it all the time, so I know what she's doing. Or she can have another point of view and say, well, sales is sales, marketing is marketing. It's a means of reaching out to more people. That's all it is. So two different points of view, two different action points emerging from them. Okay, guys, so that's it for today. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. Maybe we could do a session on expectations and upsets. We'll do that tomorrow, maybe. So see you tomorrow morning, sharp at 7 o'clock. I request all of you to be on time. Thank you. And God bless you and have a wonderful, extraordinary day today.
Stay blessed.